18 degrees downtown, and well, the weatherman said 14 degrees today. We knew that was going to be wrong, actually. Monday, July the 6th, glad to have everybody along. Let's do this.
Galaxy 107fm.
Now, long-time friend to Galaxy 107fm being Doc Yates, and believe me, it's an absolute pleasure to catch up with Seth again. And Seth, I've got to let you know that the one that we're going with right here, Blue Skies, Green Eyes, for a long, long time in the breakfast show, we couldn't do a breakfast show without it. So I think let's start off straight away and get that one in here. So here's Seth Yates, and he's joining us live, coming out of Ottawa with Blue Skies, Green Eyes. Yeah, honestly, Seth, I think for months we couldn't do a breakfast show without having people request that song. And believe me, we still get quite a request for it, but when we started playing Long Weekend Summertime, stuff happened. You know, people went, what is this? Who does this?
Hi,
they just
Tina.
wanted all sorts
Hi,
of,
anyone
you know,
else?
people everywhere in all sorts of walks of life wanted to know more about it. So we'll talk about Blue Skies, Green Eyes.
Here we go.
Yeah,
Then we'll go into Long Weekend Summertime, because believe me,
sounds good.
as I said to you, I have your songs playing in my car stereo, which is...
That's the biggest compliment.
It doesn't happen often with a lot of bands, and believe me, I hear a lot of bands, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, for me to want to literally put it in my playlist, and love it, love it, love it, love it. I can see this one going going a long way.
Yeah, great. Appreciate that.
So at the same time, Seth, while this COVID virus thing's been going on, have you been writing, have you been looking at recording new stuff?
So I've kind of split a lot of the country, but then a lot of the rock blues stuff at the same time. So that's been busy. A lot of more recording actually. I had a lot of songs in the bank. I just wanted to start getting recorded, so I've been doing that a lot.
Nice.
So yeah, there'll be a lot more songs coming to you.
I'm looking forward to that. I really am. But let's go live.
Sure.
Hi, Tina.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, 14 after 10 o'clock, 17 degrees downtown, unseasonably warm for this time of the year. I've got to be honest with you. For those of you that are joining us live on Facebook Live right now, thank you for joining us, because believe me, absolute sensation this morning. Doc Yates, Seth Yates is joining us, real doctor too, by the way, doctor in homeopathic remedies and all things that are good for you. Literally, he's even a master at putting needles in you. If you're into that sort of thing. Really. But nice to have you back again, Seth. It's been a little while now, but we last time I spoke to you, I think, was about Blue Skies, Green Eyes. And let's refresh the listeners and what I call our audio audience. Let's refresh their minds. What was that about? Tell me about the lyrics.
Oh, that one. Well, that was when I moved to Ottawa, and then from my home, which 6 hours away. But it was all kind of just like reflecting on back on the country side of things and wanting to kind of get back to that. And then I transitioned it slightly lyric twist to kind of be about like a lost love, but it was more about being back home.
I get it. I really do, actually. Now, at the same time, well, stranger to the medical field, I see BSc ND in there. But Barbara in the breakfast show this morning, she literally just spat that at me, and I went, oh my God, now she's swearing at me. She knows more about you than I do. You know what I mean? I'm going, wow, okay. But you really have to be up with the play right now, especially with this COVID virus thing. Now, are you and your staff okay over there right now?
Yeah, everyone's fine for me, but I don't have any staff working with clients at all. It's just myself, just to simplify things. So the only one who's being any exposure to patients is me.
Okay, and well, it's fun how you can adapt these days. Really, the value.
It's true.
The value of the internet is just come into its own, hasn't it?
yeah. I don't know, which is great, and there's been a lot of ability to adapt with it, but I'm looking forward to some more face-to-face contact someday as opposed to just screen time would be nice.
Yeah, exactly. I'm starting to get quite familiar with a piece of plastic, I got to be honest with you. But we took this very, very seriously here in New Zealand, and continuing to do so, actually. The only people coming into the country are, of course, Kiwis. That's it. But they've got to do automatic quarantine anyway, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
same in Canada, same thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing. But, the new norm for now, I'm sure we'll get back to the norm sometime in the early next year. What do you reckon?
I hope so. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I was hoping initially when this all started that by the fall, but it's not going to be, like you said, it's going to be January, assuming, depending on how these second waves and everything go through, so.
Exactly.
Yeah, I just can't wait.
Exactly.
But like I said, everyone's adapting, so it's good.
Now, at the same time, we were discussing on the breakfast show this morning, once you've had it, can you get it again? Can you, and the consensus basically is yes, you can. Now, is it going to come down, because the scientists say it's an airborne thing right now, is it going to come down to blood?
To say that again?
Do you think the COVID virus is going to come down to blood? Those who have the COVID virus and those who don't?
Oh, I don't know, actually. I don't know. And I'd like I said, if you get it, and then you can get it again, then at the same time, then almost the vaccine would have to be like a yearly thing all the time, and they'd have to be trying to base it on the strain if it's changing. Seems like a mess.
It is.
Really hard to think of, yeah.
It is completely out of control, really. But I'm kind of scared for people like people in Britain, for instance. Believe me, they've opened up everything right now. And, Barbara says to me, the ones that are going to squeal the loudest are the ones who are squealing now, saying we want all of this. It's based on greed. Lives matter. Doesn't matter what colour.
Yeah.
Lives matter. Now, at the same time, you can have all the greed in the world, but it's not going to do you any good if there's nowhere or nothing to spend it on.
True as well.
You know what I'm saying?
100% true.
So you need people in the world to be able to sustainably...
You do need people in the world.
Yeah, keep this bank account rolling. So believe me, I think, a little blip in the highway of the money laundering scheme of life is nothing if you prepare for people's lives. That's it goes.
Oh yeah.
Pretty much in hand.
In the grand scheme of things, this is a tiny, tiny, tiny blip. Like if you think about, the last 100 years of all the major incidences that have happened, this is nothing. Well, knock on wood.
Exactly.
This will still be a blip. Yeah.
Exactly. But having said that, in the Bible even, every 300 years is a plague-ish kind of thing. Maybe this is it. Don't forget a couple of 100 years ago was the Black Plague. And Well, even the bubonic plague is rearing its ugly head again in China right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in the news this morning it says Chinese city issues warning after suspected bubonic plague cases. Oops.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah, I mean, we've had the murder hornets, we've had the COVID-19, bubonic plague, okay. What's next? Oh my goodness, you know, murderous locusts or something are coming to get us. Never mind. As I say, it's always a great time to catch up with you. Now, you'd be surprised how many people I have told about the incident where I think it was your drummer that was at a NASCAR race and met up with a couple of Australians.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy. And yeah, thanks to you guys.
Well, you know something, it's an absolute pleasure because we have a number of Australians listening in saying next time that Doc and the boys are at a NASCAR race, don't be surprised if we come up and say hello. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yep,
but I guess it's going to be a while before anybody's at a NASCAR race.
Exactly, exactly. Especially with next to Australians, that would be yeah, it's kind of surreal right now. But yeah, I get it. But at the same time, looking forward to being able to get to the stage where we can actually host big concerts again, you know what I mean? And I don't just mean, because right now we're allowed to have concerts, but only if they're Kiwis in New Zealand, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not allowed to bring people in. I'm dying for the day where we can actually open up the borders and bring some of your talents to New Zealand. I really, really am. And get back to what I would call really normal, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Now, it must have been rather difficult. No shows this summer for you guys?
No, they couldn't do anything. And that's some of the really big, like the really big bands were doing the drive-in shows. So they would basically take over a full drive-in. But you got to be a pretty big established band. Like I think Brett Kissel was doing that.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much it for Canadian country.
Actually, I'm going to have a chat to Brett in the near future. I think somebody's setting something up to have a chat to him. I'll have a talk to him about that and see how it got on. To be honest, I missed it.
Yeah, I'd be curious. Yeah, he did it well from what I heard.
Now, at the same time, check this out. Believe me, just last week, this is really, really strange. Talking of Brett Kissel, we did an interview with a young lady, and she is a radio announcer as well as a performer, all that sort of stuff.
Oh, okay.
And she says, Grant, I know Brett, and I says, sweet, you know, we'll talk about that later. A couple of days after, no, the next day after the interview, I get an SMS message sent to me from Barbara saying she had a heart attack. She's in hospital.
Who was it?
Kimberly Dawn.
Oh, I know, I've heard that name.
Yeah, really, really upset me, to be very honest, because she's a lovely, lovely lady. Too young for that kind of stuff going on. So we're kind of hoping everything's fine. But yeah, she says, you know, Brett's a good friend of mine. I'll tee up an interview with you. So hopefully that goes by. At the same time, she says to me when I was talking to her, Grant, we were there doing interviews at the concerts and stuff like that, being a radio announcer. And I went, yeah. And she goes, well, you know, we were just standing around taking photos of each other and da-da-da-da-da. This guy comes up, taps me on the shoulder and says, would you like me to take a photo of you? And she goes, yeah, I'd love to, you know. So he takes a couple of photos, gives her back her device and just sort of wanders off. And she goes, hold on, that was Keith Urban. And just as she realised, he turned around, tipped his hat, smiled and waved and walked away.
That's funny.
That is so cool, don't you think?
That's classy. That's a good way to do it.
Absolutely. So Kiwis know how to be able to shine at the best of times. We do. So, well, you're in the summer right now.
Mm.
And, well, how long was the weekend in the summertime?
Oh, this particular weekend was rough because I was roofing. But generally, it's awesome.
Now, I've got to be honest with you. When I first heard this, I didn't actually know it was your work. Okay, straight up. Production says to me, Grant, you've got to listen to this. And he played it through the speakers in the studio, and I went, that's awesome. Who is it? who is it? And he goes, that's Doc. And I said, seriously, is it? So I instantly got a copy of that, downloaded it into my car, and I listened to you as I go driving around. Now, tell me something. I've been playing this. I haven't told the audience who it is.
Yeah.
Just put, dipping the toe in the water, see what the reaction is. And we're getting quite a response for it. How did you come to Long Weekend Summertime?
Well, that one, I had written a bunch of slow, sad songs, and then I was like, you know what, I gotta pump things up a little bit, and then I was like, what does everybody love, especially in Canada, is like long weekends. So what do I love about long weekends? And I just started. I wrote that song in probably 5 minutes. So yeah, a lot of my best songs, my favorite ones, do come out real quick, and that one did.
I got to be honest with you, Seth. I talk to a lot, and I mean a lot, of people who write songs, who perform songs, sing songs, all this sort of stuff. And the ones that I find have the most longevity are the ones that are done in 5 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
those songs, they write themselves. Like.
Yeah, literally. Some people have said to me, Grant, I've done it on a McDonald's napkin, and then come home and just, it's priceless. So. Having said that, believe me, we have had a huge response for this. People want to know all about it. They want to know everything about it. They've been asking us. We've been saying, Ty-ho, which means, hold on a minute, because we can...
what was that? What did you say? Ty-ho?
Ty-ho.
Ty-ho, okay.
Yeah. Te-reo, Maori word.
Okay.
Okay. And, well, we've been telling everybody just to hold on because we were going to talk to a particular artist that's written it, produced it, and, well, recorded it as well. So you did everything on this one?
Yeah. Yeah, I had someone mix and master it for me because I don't have the setup to do that, but everything, yeah.
Awesome. Absolutely.
Oh, no, I didn't play the drums on it. My drummer played the drums on it. But yeah, we recorded that in his basement, and yeah, that's the Brett, and that's who the other people met at the NASCAR race. So yeah, him and I have been working on that one.
Brett Cohen, is that right?
Yeah, Brett Cohen, yeah.
Got it. Absolutely. Here, releasing today, live with Doc Yates, is Long Weekend Summertime. Seth, I want to ask you about the didgeridoo in this.
Yeah. Yeah, that one, I put that concept in, and I was trying to play it through as I have one, but I ended up taking it and then putting it through like a sample.
Right. Yep.
And then, and once I got that in there, I was like, oh, I think Grant's going to like this one.
yeah, absolutely. But unfortunately, you see, the didgeridoo belongs to the Aborigines who are Australian.
Oh, they don't get to share that with you guys, eh?
No, but apparently there is a place, Manitoba, that has an Aborigine settlement in there. Again, I was talking to Kimberly Dawn about that, and she's deeply involved in it, to be honest with you.
Oh, cool.
So I says to her, do you play the didgeridoo? And she goes, I went, okay, all right, fine. Do you know what a boomerang is? And she goes, yeah, I've thrown a boomerang. I says, did it come back? She goes, no. I says, the Aborigine have a name for that. And she goes, oh, what is it? And I went, stick. It's true, they do. That's
true.
What they call it. That's what they call it.
I've tried it, and I can't do that either. Same with for the didge. Like I can play it, but I can't do that breathing where they just keep it going.
Yeah, through your mouth, through your nose and out through your mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cycle thing. Yeah.
I don't know how they do that so well, but yeah.
Can be done.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah, I would be rude, but there's women in the room.
Okay.
I'm more of a gentleman than that, unfortunately, but by God, you should know what came across my mind right then. Yeah.
Oh,
Yes. My goodness, I could have got into trouble then.
yeah.
I really could. Hey, you know something, Seth? We have an interview coming up very, very shortly with two young girls coming out of Nashville And
Okay.
they're twins. Now, this is exciting for me because we've never had twins
No.
before. You know, we've had brothers, including the
Yep.
Bellamy brothers. That's old brothers, OGs, but never, you know, what, a minute apart. That's cool. I'm going to talk to them about that. Seth, we'll can this one up very, very shortly, but please, please, please come back again, won't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And I think there's a
Yeah,
little...
no, I like this. I'll keep sending you the songs, and if you guys want it, I'm here for sure.
Nice. Let's go back to the desk.
Galaxy.
That's right. You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, 29 away from 11 o'clock. It is 18 degrees downtown. Nice, actually. Unseasonably warm. Barbara gets it right again. Gonna have to start taking lessons, I think. Yeah. Monday, July the 6th, coming into a new working week. And Seth Yates, Dr. Seth Yates, coming out of Ottawa. Thank you so much for taking not only time out on your Sunday, but your dinner time as well to talk to us down here in New Zealand.
Yeah, no problem. Like I said, I love being on with you guys. So anytime we can set it up, just let me know. I'm here.
Awesome. Now, will you come back again? Will you send us new music?
Oh, yeah, it's soon, actually, very soon.
I'm excited because if it's anything like Long Weekend Summertime, are you putting an EP, an album together or something like that?
Yeah, well, for the kind of the country rock, they're still coming out as singles, but I'm putting together like a country rock gospel album, and at the same time, I'm putting together like a blues rock gospel album. So yeah, there's a lot coming out.
You better send us each and every one of those. Believe me, I'm loving the concept. I really, really am. And got to thank you again for taking the time out and joining us.
No, I appreciate it. Thanks, Grant.
Don't go anywhere just yet, Seth. But in the meantime, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. Coming up just after 11 o'clock, Jay Madison coming out of